I never know if you can see more of me or more of Perry. My potted palm. Perry, don't steal the show. Okay. Okay. Hair looking fabulous as always. Okay. Happy Tuesday, guys. Welcome to a new live chat. I should probably see if I have food in my teeth because I just ate lunch. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. All right. All right. Hello. Hello, Whitney and Christine and Haley. Hello. Oh, wow. Okay, now they're going really fast. Hello. 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 Hey guys. So I am excited. We are doing a weekly live chat. Okay. Hello. We're doing a weekly live chat every Tuesday. So I'm very excited about that. I change up the times. Last week, I think we did it more in the morning. This week, we're doing a 2 o'clock afternoon, my time, of course, which is CST. I don't know what we'll do next week, but I try to announce it on like Instagram stories, Twitter, YouTube community tab, things like that. And this is going to be my upload in place of like a regular uploaded, edited video and all that. So on Tuesdays, don't expect a regular upload from me because I will just be doing a live chat. Not just be doing a live chat, but you know what I mean. We'll be doing a live chat instead. I really wanted to make September, kind of wanted to change up the way I've been doing things because I've just been feeling like I'm not getting enough done every day. Like I feel like I was going to bed every night like there was 1,000 other things that I needed to do today. And I felt like I was, because I wear so many different hats professionally, I felt like I was trying to do a little bit of everything every single day, which is just like impossible. And I think I feel like I was on my way to burnout, which is not good. And so instead of trying to film every single day and edit every single day and write for books every single day and write book reviews every single day and keep up with my blog every single day, like, and do all the admin work that comes with it too, I was like, I think I need to switch up how I'm doing it. So I have a scheduled day off from filming on Wednesdays. I'm not going to be filming on Wednesdays and possibly even like another day that week not filming. Going back to taking Saturdays off from uploading. And then, like I said, Tuesday is going to be a live chat instead of an edited video, which is just, more filming and more editing for me that gets cut down because of doing this. Katie says, can you wear 5 actual hats in this video, please? One on top of another. I don't know if I actually own 5 hats. I'm not really like a hat girl. Every once in a while I'll throw one on, but I don't own a lot of like physical hats. My husband, on the other hand, has like 18,000 hats. I have no idea why he has so many hats. But it was funny because I realized with filming, like it takes so long to like set up the lights, the cameras, like actually plan out what it is that you're talking about that day, and then the editing. And I was like, why am I doing this every day? Like I don't need to put on makeup every single day. I don't need to try to like do my hair, which I very rarely do, but don't need to try to do my hair every day and all these different things. I thought if I can just sit down and film like 3 videos in a row and already have everything set up and ready to go and just boom, 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 film a bunch of videos. And then the next day, focus on books, focus on emails, focusing on my calendar. But so I've been trying to like get a little bit better at that. So kicked it off for September and we'll see how it goes. But so far I feel like it's going pretty well. So I did film this look. If you guys are interested in it, it will be Friday's video. I have a couple new products that I'm trying out in that video. The Charlotte Tilbury new foundation and also the Urban Decay Naked Honey is what is on my eyes. It's also going to be a collab video, which I'm really excited about. And I'm really excited about the topic too. So yeah, so this is going to be for Friday's video. So I just got done filming that and it's probably going to be really long. I messaged the gal that I was collaborating with. I was like, this might be like an extremely long video because I'm so passionate about the topic that we're talking about that there's be times like I'm not even doing my makeup. I'm just chatting away. I'm like, oh yeah. And then, because we were trying to do like a get ready with me style or whatnot. So yeah, but this look is going to be Friday's video, which I am very excited about. So yeah, Kelly says we don't mind your long videos. Good, because I've allowed them. Tomorrow's Will I Buy It is like 38 minutes. ThingsBytheBerk. Hello, I'm so glad that you're here. She is my moderator. Go check her out. Thank you so much. She said we love your passion. Thank you. I appreciate that. Debbie's here. Debbie says your long videos are my favorite. Thank you. Whitney says, do you love the long videos? I'm glad because I know most of my videos are long. And that's another thing too, like just to be able to sit down and just film a bunch and just already be in that kind of headspace, that mind space, like, why not? Instead of, like I said, instead of trying to film every single day and like taking a little piece of all of my different work that I have to do and try to do it every day, it's just like impossible. So I've been a lot better at my calendar. Every day I wake up, I grab my calendar and my notebook, and I sit at the table first. I don't go into my office because once I sit down at my computer, it's pretty much all over. Like I can't stop working. So I sit down and I write down, what is it do I need to get done today? What do I got to get done? And I list those out, and then other goals and, you know, things like that. And I look at my calendar with my appointments. I've been really busting out my highlighters as of recently. Whew, my highlighters are getting a lot of work in. But yeah, it's been good. Julie said, how was my trip to Omaha? You live in Nebraska, so I was excited to see you went to Omaha. Yeah, I did. We went to Omaha on Saturday for our 6-year wedding anniversary. It was actually on Saturday. And yeah, we just did a little overnight trip to Omaha. It's like less than 2 hours from where we live, so it wasn't a bad drive, and found a nice hotel for an extremely affordable price. Considering I booked it on Friday night, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. Like, and all of that, but it was very affordable, which I was pretty happy about. So, but it was a lot of fun, and we had some good food. I had nachos and chicken parm one day. Like, I don't really know how your day gets better. Just really, to be quite honest with you, like, that's it. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then, so as we were there, I had messaged, like, I had Snapchat some of my friends, and one of them wrote back and he goes, oh, are you there for the concert? And I was like, what concert? Come to find out, Blink-182 had a concert in Council Bluffs, which is like right next to Omaha. And both Mitch and I like enjoyed, like, we would have gone to a Blink-182 concert. We were like, how did we not know that Blink-182 was going to be at Council Bluffs? We had no idea. So a little bit bummed about that, but okay. Sure, okay. But yeah, other than that, it was a lot of fun. I saw someone ask if I would share my planner. I could, but I don't know if it would make any sense to anybody else. And so I do want to get a new planner. I do have to go into the Des Moines area this week to check the my P.O. box for donations that came in for the donation drive, because I am actually going to Kansas City on Sunday with Ashley Clady, and we are doing the drop off on Monday. And so I want to go to Michael's or to Joanne Fabrics, because a couple people told me they have like the happy planners there, and I want to see if I can find one that I would like, because I have an Erin Condren planner, and I use that for my calendar and to like jot down notes. But then I actually just have a regular notebook, and that's where I just, like, at the top every day I write down the date, and then that's where I write down all of my to-dos that I want to do for that day. I would like an all-in-one planner to be able to do that. My Erin Condren is not set up that way. It's truly just like a calendar, and then there's like one page, but I want something more, and that kind of breaks it down by the days too. So I don't know if it would make any sense if I shared it, because technically it's in 2 different places, and it's just kind of like, it's a little bit scattered right now. I would like a better setup, but I'm working on it. So I'll have to see if I can find something, maybe a planner that just works a little bit better for what I particularly need. I know there's a ton of planner videos on YouTube though, like even like, what was it called, like bullet journaling or something like that. Like, a lot of those videos were really big too. So I know that there's a lot out there to search for if you need like inspiration. I actually went on the Happy Planners Instagram, and I was looking through some of their different things and like add-ons that they have and stuff like that. I definitely used to have an issue with planners because I've always loved them, but I would buy them and then I wouldn't use them because I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I would just waste so much money on planners. I've purchased an Erin Condren planner, took so much time to build the front cover, you can like personalize it, and I had all these different words written down on there and all these different things, and then I got the planner, and for the first week or whatever, I wrote everything out, and I was like, this is gonna be great, and then after that I didn't use them. Like, I was like, nope, gone. I think it probably helps. Like I said, I've been feeling more motivated for like my scheduling and just trying to be more, what I said on Instagram is that I want to be more productive versus busy. And I've been feeling for a while that I'm just busy, but I'm trying to do too many things at once. I don't have a flow. I don't have a good plan of attack. I'm just kind of like all up in the air, like I'm trying to do a million thousand things, and that's not good. Oh, Kayla says you were at the Blink 182 concert. Dang it, I can't believe we didn't know about that. I'm so bummed. So I think that helps, having the motivation that I want to make a change, and this can be something that helps me, because you know, what are we, today is the 10th of September, and I actually started it the last Friday in August. Was that like the 31st or something of August? That was when I first went to the table and filled everything out with my planner and all of that, and I've done it from there. And it's like I look forward to it every day. I look forward to like making my to-do list. You know, I have a running list of things I need to do, and then I can slot them in on different days. And you know, days that I'm not filming, it's really heavy on admin stuff, answering emails, looking at you know, I have some cool opportunities coming up, like making sure I have stuff done for different things like that with my book stuff. So I feel like that definitely has really helped me, because I have wasted so much time and money in planners in the past and then just haven't filled them out. And I think it probably helps finding the planner that's right for you. So like I said, like I'm excited to get a planner that's more cohesive to what I want it for me. So it might just have to be like kind of like a trial and error to find what works for you and what you really like. But I don't know. I'm kind of like newer-ish to it, so we'll see how it goes, and we'll see how I do throughout the month of September. But so far, I can say that I feel better going to sleep at night, because I don't feel so like I had a trillion things to do today and I only did 5. I just feel so much more focused, and I'm that person that I love crossing off on a list, right? Like I love to cross off. So that makes me super happy. Yay, Michelle's here. Hi, Michelle. And so yeah, I love to be able to do that. So that helps too. Like I get excited. And even if I do something that wasn't originally on my list, but I get it done that day, oh, I write it down and I cross it off. Thank you so much, because I did it and I feel like I deserve to cross it off. That's funny. Sarah says, have I prepared a new challenge, or am I repeating the previous one? I created another calendar for myself in September. I did it in July. You know, I did it, you know, on YouTube as well in August. But I'm basically doing the same thing in September. I have a list of my daily goals. And I'm kind of working from there. And then I have kind of like my overall goals are written down too, and such like that. But yeah, pretty much doing, it's not the exact same calendar. And, you know, I've kind of like finagled some of them to make more sense to like just me, versus trying to make something a little bit more accessible to so many people. But yeah, I am doing it once again in September. Again, I feel like it's something that helps keep me on track. I'm definitely someone who, I like a lot of structure in my life. I like to be very planned out, and I know not everybody is that way, and that's totally okay. But for me, like I need the structure. I mean, you guys probably see it in my YouTube videos. Every single Wednesday is a Will I Buy It video. You know, every Friday is a trying new makeup or a get ready with me. You know, Saturdays are an off day. Like a lot of times Monday is like a hits and misses video. I was doing those every week for a while, but that is like still when I put up my hit and miss like review videos, they go up on a Monday. Like I like to be very like planned out and scheduled. Otherwise, I just feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. Like I'm like, what's happening? So I'm definitely someone who likes the, I don't know if I want to say stability of having a schedule, but you know, that's kind of how I like to roll, if you will. But for today's live chat, so I was trying to think of like a certain topic for today, because sometimes I'll have a live chat just kind of being whatever it is that pops up, or taking questions or things like that. Other times I'm going to try to have an actual topic, just to be able to like keep something on track here. And so last week's live chat got very emotional. I was doing a get ready with me on the live, and I ended up spending a lot of time crying in that video. I mean, it was a sad little day for me. I was kind of having a rough time, and so that was definitely a very emotional video. So I was like, want to do something like really different from that video and not get too like upset and whatnot. So I was thinking maybe 10 things you might not know about me. And that could be just like fun and chill. And you know what? I'm probably going to cry at some point just because that's what I normally do. I mean, in today's Get Ready With Me that I filmed earlier, I started crying at one point. And I'm like, why are you getting emotional at this, girlfriend? Like, that's just how I am. But I thought maybe that could make for a fun topic of discussion. Natalie says you love random facts. Good. I'm glad. So do I. Like, I like getting to know people. And, you know, it's always so funny to read the comments because one gal wrote in on, I think it was on last week's live chat, and she said, and it wasn't a mean comment. I didn't take it meanly. I think it was just her, you know, explaining what she likes and what she likes to watch and everything. And, you know, she said, you know, I don't really understand why book bloggers, okay, hint of what Friday's video is going to be about, but that's kind of on my mind. But she said, I don't really understand why YouTubers, you know, talk about their personal life. You know, it should be kept private. You know, I just want to watch makeup and beauty, and I don't really want to get to know other people. And definitely, I think there's a lot of people that are like that. And, you know, it's why I said when I talk about certain topics, I try to make sure to put that in the title so people know, because I 100% understand that some people just want the reviews, tutorials, you know, they want to see a new product. But I also know that some people are interested in being able to relate more to who it is that they're spending so much time with videos, you know, that are YouTubers that they keep coming back to. Like, yeah, they want to learn a little bit more about them too. So I can definitely understand it both ways. And again, like I don't think anything was bad about her comment. I just happen to be a person that I like to feel like I know the people that I watch. That's what I like. And probably if you guys are here on the live chat, you're probably the same way, right? Megan says you feel like we're a community. Yeah. And so that's personally what I like. So that's what I would like to keep bringing to my videos, because I just lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say? I came for the makeup, stayed for the personality. Yeah, like I see that a lot too. But it's just what I like. And oh my gosh, I I totally forgot what I was gonna say. I hate when that happens. I hate when I'm in the middle of a sentence and it just like poof, because I'm already thinking about like the next 10 things I want to say, so I forget. But I like to feel like I know other people, and I think that it can kind of help too, especially when it comes to like makeup and beauty. I feel like I can understand people's preferences, and I can kind of guess what they'll like or what they won't like, because they mix in little stories about them and, you know, and their personal life. I think that it all kind of like relates together to me. But it's also very scary to put yourself on the internet. So I know that there's a lot of bloggers that don't want to do that. Michelle Wong, you said, I feel like getting to know people is what makes YouTube special. Otherwise, I would just read makeup reviews on a blog or in a magazine. Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Yeah, there's a lot of other ways that you can get reviews or you can see looks, but YouTube is a very, I mean, like we're sitting down right now doing a live, hanging out. I mean, I think that it is just a personal connection that you can make with a lot of different people, and I think that's a really cool thing. You know, it's one reason that I came to the internet almost 10 years ago. My 10-year blogiversary is going to be next month, from when I started my blog and really started making social media, you know, part of my career. And it was because I wanted to have more of a connection with people who were interested and passionate in the same topics as I was, because I didn't have that in my real life. You know, my friends didn't want to go to Ulta and salivate over makeup with me. They didn't want to talk about books that moved me in such a way that, you know, I decided to take to the internet and find people that, you know, enjoyed doing this kind of thing too. And so yeah, I agree. I definitely very much agree with Michelle here. And ThingsBytheBerk says, it's the difference between TV and YouTube. You can make real life connections here. Yeah, I definitely agree with that too. It's funny. I'm someone who definitely looks more to people on YouTube and like Instagram for makeup reviews and makeup looks and things like that, versus like celebrities these days, versus, you know, even 10 years ago or whatever it was, that's what I was doing. And I was going to the magazines and looking at the different eye looks and what they were suggesting for makeup and watching the celebrities. But now I feel like that's my friend doing makeup on the internet, and I'm gonna follow her and I'm gonna watch her, even if this is someone who doesn't know my name, who doesn't know I watch their videos, who never sees one of my comments. I'm still like, that's my friend. Like, I feel like I know people, and I just think that that connection can be so awesome. So yeah. So okay, so 10 things you might not know about me. So I kind of had this idea when we were in Omaha, because I was sitting at the table with Mitch and I said, I got a new idea for a tattoo, Mitch. And he goes, all right, lay it on me. And so I was saying what I wanted to get, and we were kind of talking back and forth, and Mitch does not have any tattoos. I have 4. I have 1 on my foot, 1 behind my ear, and 2 on my fingers. And they're all pretty small. I mean, like, they're pretty small tattoos, or kind of like a little bit more hidden or things like that. And Mitch was saying, who doesn't have any tattoos, is like, I just don't feel like I'd ever get one. I'm just not passionate about something enough, or like just feel like there's something that's just, oh, like I just really want a tattoo on me, you know? And I looked at him and I go, remember when I wanted a sleeve tattoo? So that was the first thing I thought I would say, is I truly wanted a full sleeve tattoo. And I'm just curious if anyone could like picture that on me, because I mean I enjoy tattoos. I want more tattoos. I have some tattoos, but they're either very small or they're very like, I mean, almost no one sees the tattoo behind my ear unless my hair is all the way up, and obviously like you're looking at me from behind. But other than that, my tattoos are pretty hidden. So I was like, do you remember when I wanted a sleeve tattoo? And he's like, oh yeah, because I was trying to like, I can't draw, right? Like I can't draw. I don't have like artistic mind. I cannot draw to save my life. But for a while there, I was writing down the different things or symbols or pictures or words that I would want for my sleeve. And I was like, I think I'm really gonna do this. Like I was really into it for a while. And I never went through with it. And I don't think I'll get a sleeve tattoo anymore, but I was really considering it at one time. So I just thought that would be like a fun one to kick it off with. So I was like, how many people could see me with a sleeve? I like tattoos, and as long as they're things that I feel very like about, like I don't mind, you know, having them tattooed on my body. I saw someone ask me what this tattoo means. This is the Latin word for to write, since I am an author. So that is what's on my finger there. This is the Aries symbol. I am an Aries. My dog's name is also Aries. I have symbols on my foot that translate to travel. Traveling is one of my biggest passions, what I went to school for, what I have my associate's degree in. And then the one behind my ear is, I don't even know if I showed it to you because I can't see, but is the breast cancer tattoo. I do have to get it touched up with pink every now and again, so it's actually like the pink ribbon, but I did lose my grandmother to breast cancer. So I got that tattooed for her after she did pass away last summer. So yeah, so those are my 4 tattoos that I have. But yeah, there was a point where I was really thinking about getting that sleeve tattoo. I just thought that would be funny. I felt like I was just gonna say something important. Oh, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the live too. I wanted to say thank you guys so much to anyone who came to last week's live chat, and I did have my super chat donations open to any of the donations that came in. We're going to go to the donation drive that I'm doing with Ashley Clady. I should have my description box up now so you can see the link. There's like a video that I talk more about it. I have my PO box up there. We've gotten some donations into the PO box, and thank you guys for sending those in. And we also, so last week's live chat, anything that came through on the super chat, which is where you can donate money to a channel, that's all going to me and Ashley buying the further supplies for the donation drive. And we raised like $132, I think it was, from last week, which was so awesome. We've had some PayPal donations come in, so Ashley and I are going to be able to do some really great shopping in addition to the products that have come in through the PO box. So we're working with 2 different organizations in the Midwest, one in Kansas City and one in Des Moines. And we're just going to be so excited to take those donations in. Ashley and I are going Monday to the one in Kansas City, and then we still have to set up our day for Des Moines, but it's probably going to be more at the end of September, I believe. But I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for that. And we just really appreciate it, and we're really excited to be doing this. And so I did want to say, if any other of the super chat donations come in from today, that also will be going to the donation drive. The donations we're having close on Thursday because we do need to shop for it and then start dropping them off. But yeah, we're just really so excited. So wanted to say thank you guys. I saw someone ask if I would talk about the new tattoo. I don't have I have like a umbrella of an idea, if that makes sense. But I don't have anything like pinpointed yet, and I probably wouldn't say unless I'm like really 100% positive sure, just because I'll probably change my mind a bunch of different times. I used to want a tattoo like on the top of my shoulder in Roman numerals of 323, which is my birthday, and I did the like a temporary tattoo. I can't think of the brand at the moment, but I just purchased it online and got a temporary tattoo on my shoulder, and I actually didn't love it. Like, I felt like the spot was, I don't know if I felt like it was a little bit too visible for me, or I wasn't sure. I just didn't love it. So I'm really glad that I did the temporary tattoo just to be sure. And so I still do want 323 tattooed somewhere on me. I wasn't feeling the spot as much as I thought I was. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens next. Okay, number two. Number two. Oh wait, no, okay. I had them in a different order. Okay, number two. I just thought this was like an interesting fact that I thought I'd like throw out there at you, is that I actually completed my bachelor's degree online. So I went to the same school for my associates and my bachelor's. So I did all 4 years at the same school, but the final 2 years I did their online program, which had opened when I first started. Then they came up with this online program. So I did my 2 years, went to the classroom and did all of that. I actually took a year off in between getting my associate's degree, and I had started working like a pretty good job, good job, good money, good benefits, like all of that. And I kind of thought, like, do I need to go back for my bachelor's degree? Like, I wasn't sure. So I took some time off, and I was working really hard and all of that, but I actually like missed school. Like, I like learning. I realized that I like education, and I decided to go back, but I was still working this job, and I worked, very long hours. I was a manager at a massage clinic, so I worked a lot of hours. I had a lot of responsibility, and all of that. So I didn't feel like I could do like traditional school. So I decided to take the online program, which again was offered through my college. So I was, kind of familiar with it. And if I did need to go in for anything, like meet with a teacher or whatnot, I was already familiar with the teachers, the campus, and everything. So my bachelor's degree is my 2-year online degree. And I myself, like, this is what I wrote down as my interesting like fact that you might not know about me, is that I did not own a laptop myself during those entire 2 years of doing an online school. I would go to like the library. I would use like my work computers. I would go to the campus to go to their computer lab. I would borrow friends' computers, but I couldn't afford to buy myself a laptop yet. I was saving up, but I couldn't afford to buy the laptop yet. So sometimes when I'm like, how in the world did you go 2 years doing school without owning your own laptop? Like, it's just, I don't really know how I did it. It must, like, I can't even imagine remembering the amount of stress I must have been through, like trying to find computers, because there'd be times where you had to be online at a certain time, like in like this chat room kind of thing with the other students, and you would have conversations. Obviously there's like tests we had to take and all of that. And I'm just like, how stressful was that? Like, really, Samantha, you couldn't get yourself even like a cheap laptop? Like, I don't know. So yeah, I did my kind of like a couple interesting facts there. Oh, thank you, Linda. Thank you so much, Linda. That is going to our donation drive. Any of the, like I said, any of the super chat donations is going to our donation drive. So thank you so much to Linda. I know when I got done with the live last week, I messaged Ashley right away and she was just so excited. So thank you guys so much for supporting that. We really appreciate it. But yeah, I thought that was a little bit interesting about like the online degree, but also that I actually didn't own a laptop. Woo! Ursula said your daughter is doing her master's program online. So proud of her. I knew Samantha, especially with their schedules. Thank you. That's so exciting for her though. Like the master, that's amazing. That's so cool. I think it's so awesome that, you know, there is a lot of like online classes that you can go through. And because I feel like maybe when it first started or, you know, something like that, I feel like there was maybe kind of like like it's just an online degree, like doesn't really count, or like it's not like good enough, or things like that. But I know through the schooling that I did, like it was still hard. Like, yeah, I didn't have to go to a classroom at a specific time every day, but still there was days that we would have to be in class. Like we were just online, but we were still in a class and we were communicating with others. I mean, the tests, the books, like it was still very hard. Like it was still very challenging to get that degree, but I'm very proud that I have it. And I don't regret taking a year off. I think I saw someone ask that if I you know made, or if I thought I made a good decision taking a year off. I don't, because I think after getting my associates, I was feeling a little bit like, because I, you know, got my 2-year degree. I was working 3 jobs at the same time. Like I was feeling kind of like stretched in too many different directions and just not feeling very motivated in a lot of different ways. So even though I took a year off and I, you know, decided to only have the one job and like really focus on it and all of that, it also made me realize how much I did miss school. At one point I really did think about going back for my master's, but at this point when I had the idea to go back for my master's, I was already publishing books and I was already, you know, kind of pursuing that path. And not to say that you don't need it, and I know that there are other YouTubers that do have master's degrees, which is amazing and incredible. I just felt for me personally, and with the amount of student debt I still have right now, that it might not be the wisest decision for me, if that makes sense. I did meet Mitch in college. My husband, I did meet him at school. So Karen says, nice to get on a live chat finally. Yay! Bethany said, my eyes are so incredible. Thank you. I have the Nugget honey on my eyes today. Oh yeah, Kennedy says Jenna Marbles has her master's. Yes, she does. I believe Julia Salvia, I can't say her last name for sure, but I believe that she got her master's degree recently. So yeah, there's definitely some that do, and I like I said, I think that's great. It was just kind of my personal decision where I was and the debt that I was like probably not the wisest decision. And also at this time I was working at the hospital, and I remember having a conversation with, you know, one of my supervisors and saying, because so I worked for the federal government, and you have, how did they describe it? Like step levels. So like you're like a G5 or like a G6, or like, and you can move up to like a GS12 and, you know, all these different things. And you know, start at like the GS2 or 3 or whatnot, and you can work your way up. And I remember talking to one of my supervisors and being like, well, you know, I have my 4-year degree. Like, does that help at all when it comes to, you know, because obviously if you move up, you get, you know, there's a salary increase and all of that. And I said, well, since I have my 4-year degree, you know, if I do go back to get my master's, like, would that help me at all with like moving up the scale? And they said no. I mean, for that particular job that I was working, like outside schooling did not matter. I mean, truly, it didn't even matter that I had my 4-year degree at that job. That's not something that they looked at. That's not something that was considered like a benefit. So I was like, okay. so there was that too, but yeah. Okay. Number 3, if you guys don't know, I love sports. I'm so excited. Football is back. I love when football is back. You should have seen my face last night watching the Saints game, because oh my goodness. But I love football and I love baseball, and I'm a huge Cubs fan. And I have never been to Wrigley Field. And I just feel like that's sad. Like, I'm embarrassed to admit that. I've been a Cubs fan my whole life. My mom is a huge Cubs fan. Pamela, thank you so much, Pamela. Thank you so much, Pamela. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pamela. But like I said, I've been a Cubs fan my whole life. My mom's a Cubs fan. My grandma was a Cubs fan. So it's just like all I've grown up knowing is like, go Cubs, go. But I have never been to Wrigley. I have been to a Cubs game, but I was on the rooftops. Like we did the Wrigley rooftops, which technically you're not in Wrigley Field. Like you don't get to walk in and experience Wrigley Field, like anything like that. You're just kind of in like an actual like apartment kind of on the street, and then you get to go on the roof and watch the game. It was cool. It was a really fun experience and all of that. And I'm glad that I did it, but I've never actually been in Wrigley Field. I've been to Lambeau Field for football. I've been to a Packers game. We've actually went to like Packers training camps before, which has been really cool, but I've never been to Wrigley Field, and I just feel like embarrassed because I'm always chatting about the Cubs. I don't know what their season's going to do this year. It was looking really good for a while, and now I don't really know what's going to happen. But I'm just sad. It's just one of my goals, man. It's one of my goals. I got to get in Wrigley Field. I thought it was going to happen this year. We had 2 different trips planned, and they both fell through. And then even the other week, like it was like 3 weeks ago or something, I was like, I thought we were going to do like an early anniversary trip, and my husband is a White Sox fan. I've been to the White Sox stadium 2 times, okay? And Wrigley, wait, 3 times. 3 times to the White Sox stadium. It's just not right. But I thought that we were going to go and do like a White Sox game Friday night and a Cubs game Saturday afternoon, and it was going to be so awesome. And then he ended up having to work, and we couldn't make it work, and I was so sad. But one day I'm going to get to Wrigley Field, and it's going to be epic. Yes, the White Sox are in Chicago too. Yep. So at least Mitch and I are both Packer fans, which is good. And we're both Chicago fans for baseball. We're just White Sox and Cubs. So, okay, number 4. Oh, number 4. Okay, number 4 out of the 10 things you might not know about me is that I bought my first car in cash. Cash money. Okay, before you think that I'm bad and bougie, let me tell you this story because I think it's a pretty fun story too. So, when I was 18. I was probably like closer to 18. I won one of those like 50-50 raffles. If you guys know what I'm saying, like if you go to like certain like sporting games, this was a hockey game. You can buy this raffle ticket, and then depending on how many people buy a raffle, however much money is raised, like half of that goes to the winner. So they draw out a winning ticket, and then you win the money. Okay. So I'm at a hockey game, and I'm actually at the place like where I had a job. It was an event center that held like hockey games, basketball games, even like comedians, concerts, things like that. And I used to work in the concession stand there. And also my mom worked there. Like I had friends that worked there, some family that worked there. But that night I was off, and my friends asked if I wanted to go to the hockey game. And so I go to the hockey game, and I must have been 18 because you probably had to be 18 to buy a ticket is my guess. But, you know, someone's walking around selling the 50-50 tickets, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, like $2 or whatever it is, like I'll buy a ticket. So I buy a ticket, and it was like a really busy night. I can't remember if it was like a playoff game or what it was, but even I knew like a lot of people are here for this game because a lot of times I'm there also working. And so they announced the winning ticket, and I'm looking at my ticket, and I'm like, I won like $530. And for an 18-year-old especially, I was like, make it rain. I was so excited. I won, and I was so pumped. And my mom was working in the concession stand, and I remember running up to my mom. I'm like, Mom, I won the 50-50. Like, I've never won another 50-50 in my life, and I still enter like all of them. If we're at like a baseball game or a hockey game and they're going around selling the 50-50, I was like, me, I'll buy it because I won one once. Okay. And I was so excited, let me tell you. And so I get like, it was like $530 or it was a weird number, like 537 or something like that. So I win this, and I'm just like, this is awesome. And, you know, I'm talking to my mom about it, and I was like, I'm going to buy a car. Like, that seemed like a great idea because, like, to go to school and stuff, I lived far away, but I had someone from, like, one of my friends would pick me up in the morning to take me to school, so that way I wouldn't have to, like, take the bus my senior year and all of that. So I had a friend whose dog, Samantha, no, whose dad would sell like used cars. And so I was talking to her, who talked to him, and I bought my first car for $600 cash. So I did have to come up with a little bit of the extra money, but I bought a 1987 Buick LeSabre. LeSabre, I think is how you pronounce it. It was a total heap. But I was so proud of that car, and I paid for it in cash, and I didn't have a loan, and I was like, yeah, like when I went to buy that car, I was like, oh, excuse me, I'll just give you cash for it. Like, I mean, literally it was $600, like, not that crazy. And that car lasted me a whole 6 months, and then the brakes went out. So it ended up not being the greatest decision to purchase the car because it only lasted me 6 months. The brakes went out, and the brakes went out as I was driving it. Like I should have caused a huge pile up. Luckily, the time that it went out was not a very busy time, and I wasn't on a busy street, but I still, kind of like hit the curb. Like that was basically like how I stopped, because the brakes went like 100%. They were gone. There was no brakes. It was like someone cut the brake line or something. And so I took it in, and to like get it fixed, obviously it was more than the car would even have been. So I ended up just having to like take it to like a used place, and I don't remember what I got for it. Not a lot. But I was like, man, I was trying to be so responsible with my money and buy a car to help me get to my jobs and to school and all of that. And it didn't really work out for me. But I bought my first car in cash. I just feel like it sounds like so much cooler than it really is, And I won a 50-50 raffle. All right, I think that's pretty cool. Oh, hi, Sarah's here. She said, I know it's almost over. I'm glad I made it for a little bit. Heading home from work. It's almost 9 p.m. Woo! Pamela said your first car started on fire. Oh no, that is not okay. JJ Beauty said you broke a gas pedal once. It lasted 2 years, and I paid like $700 for it. That's awesome. Oh, that's great. Okay. Number 5, I have written down like a few things that I like have wanted to be in life, because I just thought that'd be, I think it's always interesting to hear like what people have wanted to be. Oh no, Aria said your first car was stolen. That is not okay. Oh no. I think it's interesting to hear what people like have wanted to be, or like professions that they, wanted to be. So I used to want to be a flight attendant. Like I said, my associate's degree is in travel. I've always wanted to travel, so I thought being a flight attendant was a great way to make that happen, obviously. Never went farther with flight attendant, but I also used to want to work on a cruise ship. That was actually something that I really, really wanted to happen. I didn't really have like a specific plan of what I wanted to do on the cruise ship. I just knew I wanted to work on a cruise ship because I thought it'd be awesome, and you'd be traveling to different places. And it's actually when I started my travel degree, when I went to school, one thing that I learned, so it's travel and hospitality. So we learned a little bit about all the different industries under travel, resorts, flights, memorizing all the airport codes. Oh, so hard. Resorts, flights, cruise lines, travel agency, all of that. Like we learned a little bit of everything through our 2 years. And one thing I learned at the time, that if you wanted to work in the cruise ship industry, you actually needed hotel industry experience. So that is why the first job that I got in college was working a front desk at a hotel, because I knew that I would need this for my resume one day. I don't know if that's still the same, because this was, I'm 32, so this was several years ago, but that is what I learned. So that's why I went on to work at the hotel. But I wanted to be a flight attendant. I wanted to work on a cruise ship. And then for a while there, I thought I wanted to be a wedding planner. And I interned with a wedding planner, and I learned in about 3 weeks that I did not actually want to be a wedding planner. It's one thing that I recommend to people if you want to do something that's maybe a little bit non-traditional, is to maybe intern or volunteer or something like that. A lot of times, especially with like blogging, YouTube, things like that, being an author, people are like, just quit your job and you just gotta go for it. Like you just gotta quit, and you gotta spend all your time, you gotta focus, and you gotta do what you want to do. that's not realistic to a lot of people who have bills to pay, who don't have someone supporting them. So I'm always like, please do not quit your job. Like, I didn't quit my job at the hospital until I was 4 books published, worked for another book publishing company, and actually owned my own publishing company at the time. I was publishing for other authors, did editing, did proofreading, things like that. Then I finally quit my job. Also, my husband, I got married, and so I could get on his health insurance, okay? Like, that's what you gotta think of when you live in the United States. So I'm like, please don't quit your job. And because one thing is, like, when I decided I wanted to get into event planning and wedding planning, I truly was like, I'm going to quit my job because I know that I want to do this. I know that I can. I know that it's going to take a lot of hours. This is what I'm going to do. And then I was like, actually doesn't seem like the wisest idea because I don't have anybody supporting me or paying my bills, so what should I do? So I found a wedding planner in town. I wrote her an email and said, I'm really interested in getting into wedding planning. Would you ever be interested in taking on an intern so I can learn and, obviously help you, like, I'm offering value to you as well, and then you can offer value to me. And she was very excited for it, so I interned for her, and I hated it. I hated every moment of it, you guys. Every moment, I hated it. And I was like, oh gosh, if I would have quit my job to be a wedding planner, that would have been one of the worst mistakes ever. So if you can intern, volunteer, anything like that, I would recommend that for sure, because I realized that I hated wedding planning. I also used to be a travel agent. And again, kind of using my degree, always thinking like, I want to travel. Being a travel agent will be so much fun. I want to travel. I don't want to help other people travel. I want to travel. So I also hated being a travel agent because I know that if you work as a travel agent for like a certain amount of time, or if you are a specialist in certain areas, you eventually do get to go on those trips, because like the travel agents that I was working with at the agency, they'd been there for 10, 20 years. They were being sent to the Bahamas and to Jamaica to visit the other resorts to see about them so that they could come back and sell them to their clients. So that definitely does happen. But when you're just starting out, you don't really have those perks. And I was like, when am I going to the Bahamas? Hello? When am I going to the Bahamas? Like, I was like, what's going on here? So I also did not enjoy being a travel agent. And that job did not last me very long. So Molly said you started as a music teacher because I love singing. Turns out I'm really bad at teaching. Now I'm a vet tech. See, you just never know until you actually do something. And that's why I recommend, like, even with YouTube, is before you go out and you buy a camera and you buy lights and you buy all these different things, sit down and film a couple videos on your phone. Make sure that you like the editing. Make sure that you like to talk to your camera. Make sure it's something that you're comfortable with. And then if you like it and you decide this is a thing for you, sure, then think about upgrading. I filmed my first year of YouTube videos on my phone. Not this actual phone, because I've upgraded my phones, but I filmed off of my phone. I didn't have any lights, and then it was about a year later, I was like, I still want to keep doing this. I'm having a lot of fun. Then I bought a camera, and then even almost another year down the road, then I bought lights. Like, like don't just like jump into something. Like, make sure you like it. Make sure it's for you, because like Malu said, you thought that you would love teaching music. Turns out you don't like teaching. Like, that happens. I mean, that happens, man. So Kennedy said it took me a year-long internship as a social worker before realizing you hated it. Yeah, you just never know. And you might think that, like, this is it. This is what I want to do. And then you actually do it. You're like, no, it's not. So there's that one. Okay, so we're at 48 minutes in, so I gotta go kind of quicker here. Number 6, my first dog's name was Dusty. So we got a dog when I was very young. I think I was like, I don't know, 10 or something. And we got a Yorkshire Terrier, which I was very excited about. And my mom let me and my brother name him. Like, she was like, oh, no, it's okay. Like, you can name this dog. And the first night that we had him, he ran into like he was like running around, and he got into like a bunch of dust, like dust bunnies and stuff, and then he like popped up and he had a bunch of like dust all over his little black nose, and we were like, oh, he's so dusty. Boom, that's how we named our dog Dusty. And I was like, Mom, do you regret that decision of letting us name a dog? Because like, we named him Dusty because he had dust on his nose, and we thought that was pretty funny. man. So, okay. Number 6. Okay, I gotta keep going. Number 7, I wrote down that since I am an author, that I've been to some cool locations for some book signings, like New York, Las Vegas. Got to do a book signing in Las Vegas, and also Canada. I had so much fun going to Canada for a book signing. So I've been able to do a little bit of traveling and see, that was the first time that I went to Canada, was for a book signing. And it's been so much fun. So it was really cool to see how my author career could also help me with traveling and, meeting other people and readers and things like that. And I'm really hoping to get back to doing a few more book signings. I haven't done like a traditional book signing since my novel A Questionable Friendship came out, which was my 3rd book. So that was a while ago. And where was I for that one? I was in New York for that one. So I'm hoping to maybe start getting back into doing some book signings or going to other locations and, like other states or countries or whatnot, and to do some book signings. But yeah, I got to go to some cool places for some book signings. Oh, also, I wrote down that I used to also work as a bank teller. And I just thought that was funny because literally, I say this phrase over and over again, that math is hard. Like, I'm so bad. Math, accounting. What was it the other day? I said to Mitch, I'm trying to think of what sum it was. I think it was like 7 times, what's 7 times 6? 32 or so. I think it was that. And he was like, no. And I was like, oh, math is hard. Like, I just can't do it. But for a while, when I was in between jobs, I worked at a bank teller because it was the only job that I could find, and I don't know how I didn't just like mess up that bank completely, because I never had any idea what I was doing. Obviously, as a bank teller, like, you're on a computer and like there's calculators around and all of that, but sometimes you just want to, oh, thank you, Mandy, thank you so much. Said you wanted to help with the charity shopping. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ashley and I will definitely appreciate that so much. We're going shopping Monday morning, so any of the super chat donations are going to the donation drive. So thank you so much. But yeah, no, I also was like a pretty terrible bank teller. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like that either. I was waiting. I worked at a hospital. I left it to manage the massage clinic. Then I left the massage clinic and I was trying to get back into the hospital. But because it was federal government, you couldn't just like start again. Like, there was like a process you had to go through. So while I was waiting, I still couldn't be unemployed. So I found this job as a bank teller. And man, my last day, I was like, thank you. Because every day I showed up, I was like, how am I going to screw up today? So I don't know. Like, even when I tell some of my friends that like I've met in the past few years, I'm like, hey, one time I worked as a bank teller. They're like, really? Really? Number 9 is that I started a YouTube channel in 2012 before I had this channel. I've had this channel for about 3 years now, I think it is. But I started a channel back in 2012, and I wanted to, it was when I got engaged, and I wanted to vlog my wedding experience, all the different appointments that I was going to go to, and all of these different things, because a lot of the thought process behind it was because my family was Army, so I was away from my mom and my sister and all of that, and I thought it would be nice to make these videos so that they could watch them, so they could feel a part of the wedding planning going on, if you will. And I made 3 videos, none like going to my appointments. They were all just like chatty videos of like, this is what I'm gonna do, and this is what I want, this is how I envision my wedding. And they were all in like my super dark room, off my webcam, just like bed in the, I mean, obviously it was 2012. I mean, I feel like 2012 was still like, there wasn't like nice YouTube videos yet, like still people are making them in their bedrooms. It was definitely one of those. And I kind of felt like, what am I doing? This is so weird. Like, what am I doing? And so I just like deleted the whole channel. I was like, no, that's not gonna work out. So, but yeah, I actually did start a YouTube channel before this channel, meant to be vlogging about like my life and my wedding and all of that, but it did not work out for me. And then that's when it was actually my makeup wedding like trials, like getting my makeup done like what am I trying to say? My makeup trial for my wedding. The gal actually told me how much she loved Carly Bible and she learned a lot from Carly. And that's when I discovered beauty YouTubers. Started watching them and then it kind of went from there. So yeah, okay. And then number 10, the last thing that you might not know about me. I actually had written down 9 things at first and I was getting ready to come on and then I saw that I didn't have a 10th and I was like, I don't know what the 10th should be. So I just kind of like slid this in here real quick. But number 10 is that my biological father is a sperm donor. And I have been able to connect with a few of siblings, if you will, via like 23andMe and all of that. So that's pretty cool. I've been kind of trying to decide about making a little bit more in-depth YouTube video about it. Maybe, you know, the chatty get ready with me of learning how I found out about it, because I actually was 23 when I found out. Yes, a legit sperm donor. Yep. Like my mom went to like a clinic for it and you know, all of that. But I actually did not find out until I was 23, and there's just quite an intense story behind all of it, and then kind of what I did from there, and deciding to, you know, be on the 23andMe and talk with some people too. So I don't know, I thought maybe that could make for an interesting discussion, because it's kind of a interesting topic, and I don't know anyone else in my real life that, you know, is from a sperm donor. You know, I've mentioned in a couple of my videos that sometimes I feel very like not normal because I feel like I've gone through a lot in the past, and then, you know, up until the point that I was 23, I was like, okay, like, you know, everything's happened to me that's gonna happen. I've been through all this, like everything's fine. And then my mom's like, hey, by the way, and I was like, ah, like I actually was like kind of upset when I first heard the news and just feeling not normal. You know, I've always, you know, it just, so many different things happen in life. But you know, I'm really happy for my mom's decision, obviously, because I'm here, and all of that. I always like try to joke with I have an older sister and a younger brother. I always say, like, I'm the favorite, because, like, you had to, like, try. You had to try to get me. No, you know, just kidding. I like to, like, jab at them sometimes, though, like, and just try to make light of the situation and all of that. So yeah, I thought maybe that could be an interesting topic for discussion and all of that. I know Vera says I have so many questions. I know, oh, Miriam said you were just listening to the podcast, but remembered you'd be here live. Yeah, I'm going to put the link in my description box. I was a guest on a podcast, and I actually do relay some of the story in there too. So if you guys would want to check out that podcast, it's From Bullied to Blossoming is the name of the podcast. And Bullied to Blossoming, the name of the podcast, and it's on like Apple, Spotify. Like I listened to it on my Spotify this morning, and there's some other places that you can download it. So I'll put the link once I get done with this. I'll put the link in my description box, because I do actually chat about the story a little bit more in depth too. But I thought it maybe could make for some interesting, you know, YouTube conversation also. So yeah, that was my number 10. Okay, so that's much more interesting than being a bank teller. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's an interesting story. We're at 58 minutes, so I can't get too far into it, but, you know, if people would be interested in hearing that conversation, because I know definitely I've been seeing a lot of questions like, was my mom single? Like, what happened here? Have I met him? Like, you know, all these different things. So I could definitely answer those, or you know, even pose any questions that you guys might have and answer them through it. But yeah, that is going to be my my number 10 cliffhanger. Yes, I'm ending on a cliffhanger, Katie. But that is the 10th and final thing that you might not know about me. I hope that you guys had fun with the chat. I hope this was a fun topic. I didn't even cry in this one. So I'm gonna like go celebrate with some ice cream or something like that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So there we go. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for the donations with the super chat. Those are going to the donation drive. So Ashley and I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming by and spending some time with me this afternoon. I will be live next Tuesday. I'll let you guys know for sure what time a little bit later in the week when I see like what my schedule is and all of that. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope that you have an amazing day. I'll see you guys later. Bye.